Welcome everyone to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene, where we serve the hottest tea. Join me and my baby stripper voice.
And me welcoming you all to eavesdrop onto our uncensored opinions. This platform is used to inform, laugh, and potentially inspire others to speak out about things we may all be thinking about but are too afraid to say out loud.
And don't forget, babes, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Welcome, guys, to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene. We are back. And first, let's do a little cheers because it's Friday and
El
we
cuerpo
tired.
lo sabe.
Y el cuerpo lo sabe. This wine is really good.
Thank you. I went to the liquor store and they were doing a tasting. And I
Oh,
had something else and I tried this and I was like, you know what? This is the one. Thank you.
it's from Puglia.
Mm-hmm.
It's really,
Where your little puff fell, cut.
oh my God. Oh no, espérate. 1 second, guys. Fix me. Like, when we got money, we're going to have somebody to fix us.
A Marta.
Thank you. But we was just ranting about what was I talking about? Friends.
Yeah, we were talking about friends and then we came up with like we rambled about like stories.
Yeah, I don't know how I got to this. Oh, because okay, now I know. We were on a chat, and I respectfully, I'm gonna exit this chat.
Oh yeah, it was a chat, and by the time this comes out, those plans would already have happened.
Yeah.
But it was for somebody's birthday,
Uh-huh.
and we were not going to
Attending.
attend that outing because we had already gone out with said person.
Yes.
So they were like planning, like, should we do this? Should we do that? Should we do that? And Marlene said, I am going to respectfully
Exit.
bow out.
Uh-huh.
And then I stayed and I was like, somebody re-add her.
Yeah,
Like, how
and I'm
funny
like,
would that be?
I was like, why would you fucking want them to re-add me to? Because they were talking, and then I was like, how hard is it to decide on when you guys are available on a Friday or on a Saturday, and let's get it together. Like, I feel like I'm so much quicker at making plans.
Yeah, no, it was like pulling teeth with that chat.
So I was just like, no, I'm hopping off because you guys are killing my battery.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, no.
And I was like, somebody add her because that would be hilarious. Like, added Marlene.
And then you were like, that reminds me of a time. And I was like, why? What?
Okay, so the story was that, so this was like a couple years ago, and it was like my group of friends, and one of the girls had an issue with one of the guys, and she kind of like did not tell the person straight on, like, oh, like this is my issue with you,
She went
and told everybody else in the group.
oh no, you see, I have a problem with that.
And yeah, and then she told me, and like, as contrary as people believe, I
You're
am
not
not
messy?
messy like that. Like, I love a mess, but I don't like to involve myself in mess. I
No
love,
te gusta embarrarte.
yeah, I like to see it from the corner.
Okay.
So she told me, and I was like, I'm not gonna repeat this. Number one, I can't even remember what the thing was, but it was just so like insignificant to me that I was like, I'm not going to be carrying this back and forth.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool, girl, like talk to the person.
Yeah.
The girl didn't talk to the person and went to like a couple people. So everybody knew like what the issue was except the person that needed to know. Somehow, this actually happened at my birthday when I turned 25, and you were there, which I didn't know like drama was going on
Yeah, I was like, which birthday was that?
when we went to the Ravel Hotel.
Oh, I didn't know that was.
And it was like,
I had no idea that that was going on.
that was a birthday. Just a side note. If anybody ever tells you, like, what are you doing for your birthday? That birthday, I was like, you know what? I am not going to go crazy about my birthday.
I really like that idea though.
I was like, I am going to pick a spot. So I said, I am going to be at this place at this time. You want to come celebrate? Pull up.
I think I'm gonna do that next year.
And then everybody who I told pulled up. So it was like about like 40 people there for my birthday.
I was like, but you got fucked up that.
Because everybody was buying me a drink.
Yeah.
So it was like 40 people bought me a shot. Like I think I had like 40, like it was bad. Anyway, so this drama is going on. Somehow someone not maliciously but like kind of like let it slip that there was an issue. So then the person had to tell the person the issue was with what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then in respecting me, the person didn't confront the person at my
Right.
birthday.
Okay,
Because they were,
I respect that.
yeah, because they were like, oh, like it's your birthday, like I'm not going to like start some shit. But he was very upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
And rightfully so, because I'm such a straight shooter person that I'm like,
You need to tell the
just,
person right there.
yeah.
Or you're gonna act weird.
No, if I care about you, I can hold it. Like, I would be like,
Well, you held it for me
what?
when I told you act normal,
Oh,
and you were just like,
all right.
"Let me drink."
All right, we got to tell the story after.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah. So, the person held it for me. Like, they're like, I'm not going to, like, make a scene for the birthday. But, you know, like, he was very upset. The next day, I was hungover as fuck. Woke up, like, middle of the day. And he is going off on said person
On
about,
the
on the group chat.
that you are included
That I am
with the said person
and, like,
himself
a
and
couple other
other.
people.
Okay, so there was an audience.
It was an audience. And the reason why he didn't take it to private is because you made an audience out of all these people. So now I also want an audience to explain myself.
Okay.
So, you know, rightfully so. I can see both points. But to me, it's like once you start like venting to people in the friend group, you have to be comfortable telling the person. Because you're not venting to a person that has nothing to do with that friend group. So he was confronting her. The person is not like a confrontational person. So she kind of like engaged very little from what I remember. And the person like exited the group chat.
So she did the me.
So she pulled the U and it said,
Respectfully, I'm gonna.
yeah, so it said X person left the group chat.
Okay.
Well, this person re-added her on the group chat and said, not so fast. I'm still not done. Sent like a whole paragraph. The girl left the group chat. He said, no, no, no. Added her. And then he just kept on making new chats. Like, because you know how it's like if you have a chat name like the golden ones,
Mm-hmm.
you can like leave it, but sometimes you can make another chat that's like not the golden ones.
Yeah.
So he got them making chats trying to add her like to continue their point. And I'm just there like,
So she was removing herself from the chat.
and he was just re-adding her like, not so fast, girl. You not about to walk the fuck out. So I was like hungover, like, what is going on? So I called the person. I was like, what is happening?
The person that kept re-adding.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
the person told me like, this is why, and I was like, I kind of get it,
Because I told you at first when you told me the story, I was like, it sounds a little like bullying.
but it's not bullying.
But then you told me, well, they wanted an audience, so we're gonna give an audience, and I was like, you know what? Valid point.
But it's also not bullying because to me, bullying is you picking on a person that's weaker. The other person is not weaker than anybody. Has opinions, can stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's not bullying. It's just like you are being confronted with what you have been
You've been showing
putting
it
out
out,
there.
so now you gotta receive it.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious that
You were watching the mess from the corner, as you like to do.
from my bed, hungover. I think I was having like mango because it was the day after my birthday, and they held it for that my birthday like celebration. But the next day they were like, it's like gloves
The
off.
birthday is off. I'm coming for you.
And I did not say a single word because it's not my mess. I am not going to.
Sometimes you need to mind your motherfucking.
The only thing that I did say to the person who
kept reacting.
kept reacting when we spoke on the phone, was what's going on. This person said like, oh, but you knew and you didn't tell me. And I said, it's not my place. Like, I don't have an issue with you. And if this person has an issue with you, you guys should be close enough to come forward with that issue.
Yeah.
And they stopped speaking for a very long time.
Okay.
But you know, like your friendship is real when you can come back. So when the person that had the issue went through a rough time, the other person kept on reacting her, reached out and was like, I'm sorry you're going through this. Like
That was very mature.
yeah, but it was like 4 years later.
All right, bitch, I forgave you.
Yeah, it wasn't even a forgive. It was just like, you know what, like it's over. Like I'm sorry going through this. Like, you know.
I mean, I feel like I've been through a few friendship breakups because I saw something on IG. My ADHD is going off. I saw something on IG is like, oh, people don't talk about how friendship breakups are harder than real, like romantic breakups. And I was like, yo, that shit is like hit home because
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few friendship breakups. I mean, very few, but like they were very significant. But I'm a type of person that like once you do something, I'm just I'll forgive you, but it's just not gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, okay, I'm watching you. I feel very guarded to like even share personal things after.
Yeah. I've had a couple of friendship breakups as well. And I feel like for me, like it takes a lot for me to get angry. I get
Yes.
annoyed, but I get over a lot. Like I get over things very quickly. So like you annoy me, I might just be like, "Girl, fuck you," and I'll get over it.
Mm-hmm.
But once you truly piss me off, it's because you really piss me off. And once you get me there, there's like not a lot that you can do to get back in my good side. So I have had friendship breakups that I have felt disrespected, and it has gotten to a point that is like, you know what, like this is not even going to happen again because you're not gonna get the chance to.
Exactly.
But I feel like I've never really trashed the person like bad. I always just remember like the good times. It's just like,
It just didn't work out. Like,
yeah,
and it's okay. Like sometimes people are supposed to be in your life for a certain time frame, especially like when you're going through such a difficult time. Or when I say like people go through difficult times, but I also feel like in a way it's like a transformative time. Like I also want to see it in a positive of like the universe was saying like, all right, it's time for you to like go through this for you to learn some type of lesson.
mm-hmm.
So for sure, for sure. But we were talking about this at dinner last week, me and you, when we went out to our group
Oh wait,
dinner. Yeah.
before we continue,
Uh-huh.
get back to the story how I held it together for
Oh
you.
yeah, we're gonna get there. So you were saying we were at dinner and we were talking about zodiac signs.
Oh yeah, wait, let me sit down for this because I got red for Phil. Like, let me get
So
comfortable.
my friend was from out of town, but um I introduced her to Estee. So when I mix people, like I'm very particular.
You curate
I curate. I'm like, all
the
right,
guest list.
because I don't want people to. Some people cannot handle your personality. I'm not saying you in
Me,
precisely,
it's me.
but some people feel like, oh, like why is she acting like that, or like people would be like, oh, why she's acting like she's not uppity, or like it just doesn't vibe.
It's me, yeah.
So I'm very particular and like, all right, we're gonna go to dinner. So this is like the second time they have actually like hung out. And she's really into like astrology. She
Mm-hmm.
loves it. That's like her field. She's like into spirituality like me. And then she was just talking about like the different signs and she was saying like that Sag, said sir here, they are very guarded, especially like when they're children, that they feel like when they're children they're like in a cocoon and they're just very guarded about like who gets to really know the true self and true and like your inner. And then I don't know how we got into the conversation, but you were just saying like if I have something to say.
When I tell you, this girl read me for filth
what
about
did what did she
Sag.
say?
What I can remember, not in a bad way. She wasn't like messy, but it's just like everything she said. I was like, you know what, you fucking right. Like there is no like comeback. Like sometimes they're like, you could be like a little like intense, and you're like, okay, but I'm intense because when she said you this and that was like, yeah,
She was like, when you have something on your chest that you need to like communicate, or like if somebody like offends you or like hurts you, you're just gonna like a spit of fire and be like,
yeah.
like just fucking let them know. And I was just like, I was just sitting in the corner like this.
And I was
I
like,
was like,
yeah.
that's my friend.
I was like, yeah, because I can't, especially like if I care about you, I really can't hold anything. Like, let's say like you were talking, let's say bad about me, and let's say like I don't know, like a mutual friend. Our mutual friend, let's just say Jeanette, even though she would never do that. But like, let's say our mutual friend Jeanette was saying like, "Oh, Marlene was like saying this about you." Like, if I was out to dinner, like I can't sit here and look at
And be
you
like, bitch, you
when I
said this.
know you were saying things about me that I feel like I would be like, "Why don't you tell Marlene in front of Marlene what you said that she said about me?"
I think you're. I think this is why you're made to be on the Real
Because
Housewives.
no, because I would be like, I can't just sit here and like fake like, "Can you pass me the salad? Fuck you, bitch." Like, no. I cannot fake it. Like, there's even been like in friendship breakups that I've had, like that something has bothered me, and right away I have said like, all right, like you treat other people that way. One thing about me
You ain't gonna
is
do
that
it.
you're not gonna do that. And one of the later, not later, I haven't had many friendship breakups, but in like something that I had like in like the last couple years, somebody kind of came out their face saying something, and I was like, you may treat everybody else around your life that way. This is not the way you speak to me. And this is not the way you will ever speak to me.
I bet you that she didn't. She didn't expect that.
She did not. Because I am very quiet. People think I'm like bougie, like uppity, this and that. I am very easygoing.
You
Like,
are.
I am very easygoing. You could tell me, like, we're going to go for drinks and we might jump off a bridge. I'll be like, down,
You are.
down. But one thing is that I don't like is like disrespect.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, you would not speak to me this way ever again. You're gonna get a little pass right now, but we're going forward. This is the path we're gonna go. Because I also don't speak to people. I might joke around, and be like, "Oh, Marlene, like you mad this, you mad that," but like it's a joke. But I never disrespect you in a sense like truly disrespected you.
Yeah. Like
So when
you
I
choose ma.
yeah, so when I told her I
Yeah.
was like, "You're not gonna talk to me this way, and this is the path we're gonna go. And if we're not gonna both go there, then we're not gonna be friends." And she didn't want to go there, and I was like, "You know what? Then it's good."
It's good. The universe told me what it had to,
Yeah,
and that's it. But my friend read him for filth,
yeah,
and I was just like, look at them. As I curated the group, I was like, look at them, just vibing off of each other. I
yeah.
love it. But I am very particular about like what friends I integrate because I have a lot of friends and I have different connections with a lot of different friends. But I also have a lot of sides of me, and not
Mhm.
everybody is going to mesh
Yeah.
with each other. I'm trying to think like I've done that in the past, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Well, it's like in the past when you're like younger and you're like, I'm gonna have a dinner and I'm gonna
And
invite
invite,
everybody I've ever met, and then there's like 30 people,
and I'm just like, ugh.
and you're like I don't know how these people.
So yeah. But talking about things you're a person you can't hold something.
Yeah.
When I was going through a tough time in my
Oh
life,
yeah.
I told you like one of the first people. I was like, I'm gonna have a brunch,
Yeah.
and everybody's gonna come over,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna tell you that like me and said person are not in good terms right
Uh-huh.
now, and you held that shit in as you knew the truth of what was really going on, but behind closed doors, like I was distraught.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you were like, you know what? I'm gonna chug the sangria, so I don't say anything.
Yeah, because again, I'm, I mean, I was not gonna like be like, why don't you just put it on the table? What's going on?
Yeah.
But because it was not my issue.
Yeah.
But I felt extremely uncomfortable. So you know what? When you feel uncomfortable, you drink, and you might drink a little bit more than you would.
Exactly.
And I drank a lot more than I would, and I got extremely
Fucked up.
yeah.
And you don't know how you got home.
Well, normally if I got that intoxicated, I would have slept over. The situation was not the right situation to sleep over.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my cousin
Thank
had
God.
COVID. Thank you for having COVID. And she was home bored, like, trying to survive. And I called her and I was like, hi. I was like, I'm a little drunk and I'm driving home, which you should not do.
Mm-hmm.
And can you stay on the phone with me? I'm literally 10 minutes away and I just need to like get home.
Yeah.
And she goes like, I have been summoned. This is why I got COVID. This is my purpose. And she stayed on the phone with me till I got home, and then I just went home and like blocked out.
Exactly. But you, on a normal basis, you would have cursed the person out.
It is, but it was not the same. It also was not my place to curse somebody out.
Yeah. But one thing I'm gonna say is,
And I have cursed people out for other people, but it hasn't really ended well for me.
well, there was a time when you went to the cubby hole.
Okay, with that, I was talking to something like deeper.
Like,
So, back in high school,
I'm like, I'm like,
back in high school, because you know I'm ride or die. There was this guy and a girl.
well, I think you said that.
I said the story.
Yeah.
What?
That you told the girl.
No,
Okay.
different story.
Okay.
There was a guy and a girl, and they were dating, and they were part of this like friendship group, and the okay, so the guy and the girl that were dating, we have to give the names because then I can't tell them apart.
Okay.
Sarah and Fred.
Okay.
Sarah and Fred were dating. They kind of broke up, and then in the other friendship group there was another couple, Susie and someone else. The someone else
Susie
doesn't care.
and Ricardo.
Ricardo. So Fred ended up dating Susie, which Susie and Sarah were friends, and Ricardo and Fred were friends, and Fred got kicked out of his house in high school, and Fred's family, no, Ricardo's family took him in. So Fred was dating his ex.
Y viviendo con él.
I don't know, I was friends with just Sarah. And, you know, that was my girl. And I'm a rat for my friends. So I go sit down at her lunch table because I'm talking to her. And poor Sarah was still in the same circle when these people were dating in front of her. And I was like, I don't know how you do it, girl, but like, it couldn't be me. And I'm sitting down talking to her about something. And Susie was like, hi, Esteban. And I was like, hello. And she was like, she said something about like, what's the attitude? And I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. I was like, you have nothing to talk to me about because you were dating Sarah's ex-boyfriend when you were friends with her. And I was like, and then you were dating her when you live with him. I was like, you guys are not good people and you would not talk to me. And I was like, and I don't know why Sarah's sitting here.
Sarah, la pobre, she was just like,
She was just there like that. And then I was just like, I don't know how you guys are mad fake. Like, I said everything. And then Sarah's like, maybe you should go. And I was like, you know what, Sarah, I should.
thinking maybe you should go. It's getting a little messy. You know what? You're right. I need to go.
And I left.
Okay. Well,
But-
at least you know how to make an exit.
But you know, like, I can't, like, hold certain stuff. I've learned that you can't say everything that's on your mind.
That is very true. But it's really messy when you break up with somebody and then you have like the groups intertwining with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, sometimes you need to build a degree between you and the ex.
You know what? This might be controversial. I like a ultimatum. People are like, I don't want to put people in this predicament. I am going to put you in this predicament. You know what? It's me or him. And you choose.
I think it's controversial because I've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
But it also lets you know what it is.
But from experience, you were playing it like, I'm not going to have you pick. And eventually you had to be like, you know what? Like, at this point, you got to
No, yeah. Like, I didn't make anybody pick. I just saw for what it was and I made my own decisions.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
I would be like, you got to pick. Like, I'm going to put you in this predicament.
No,
You
I
gotta
just picked
choose.
for them.
Well, you know, I'm going to let you pick so I know if I should pick you back.
But, you know, it happens. Like, what can you do?
Well, speaking of people who should not be saying everything that's on their mind, the other day I was working and I'm talking to coworker A, and then, you know, there's always that nosy coworker like F. She's not even like B or C. She's just F.
Okay.
Minding my business, talking to A. What are you doing for the weekend? Coworker is going to Paris. I'm like, girl, like, live your life. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm actually going to a divorce party. And I was like, I'm so excited. We have a theme. It's like sparkle, like
You're out of my life. I'm gonna sparkle, bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna shine bright like a
Yes.
motherfucking diamond.
Yes.
So, I'm talking to coworker A, coworker F. You going to divorce party? Yeah, I am. Oh, you guys are really celebrating that? Yes, F. We are celebrating that.
Pero y ella?
Number one, nobody was talking to you. That is number one. What is it? First and foremost, nobody was talking to you. Number two, we are celebrating it and we are wearing fucking glitter. Number three, we got a cake. Okay? And number four, it's none of your business. And then she just said something
Is
about
she
like,
married?
I don't fucking know. That's how much I don't fuck with her. And she was like, oh, I have something else to say about work too.
Ah.
And she said, oh, I just don't understand people that celebrate like a marriage falling apart. And I was like, well, you don't know the
So
situation.
yeah, you don't know the logistics and you don't know the details. Like,
yeah,
fuck off.
like, girl, what if my man cheated on me left and right? We're gonna celebrate.
Yes, we are. And I'm gonna buy you 2 cakes.
Yeah, what if he like used to hit me and now we're celebrating? We're gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. What if I cheated on him? We're gonna celebrate.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate everything.
It's none of your business.
Exactly.
Like, fuck off, coworker F. I was just like, girl, like, there's just people that always just got something to say.
Well, I feel like those type of people, they don't have friends, so they just want to interject themselves.
Yeah. And it's always just like, girl, like, nobody's talking to you. And speaking of not having friends. So,
Okay. Speaking of,
We're gonna-
that shit brought me back.
we're going to segue. So, and I'm going to say this on camera because I don't care. So at work, I'm not in the in crowd, which is fine. I don't choose, like, I'm not upset about it.
Okay.
But there was like a dinner that was going on with certain people.
Okay.
And then me and my one coworker were not invited.
Okay.
And there was like a whole email and everything going about it. And we were not invited, which I was not upset. I also had plans anyway.
Okay.
But one of the girls, she was like, oh, like, are you gonna go? And I was like, no, girl, like, I wasn't invited.
Okay.
And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to. And I was like, girl, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't have gone anyway. And she was like, okay. And so I was like talking to the coworker that was not invited. He also gave 0 fucks. But I was like, you see, I am so fulfilled in my own life, with my friends, with whatever I'm doing. I don't need to go to work and like cultivate like a fake friendship.
I love that.
So I was not invited to the popular dinner, and it's fine.
I feel like some people love to like have intimate relationships with their coworkers. Let's normalize not having a close relationship with your coworkers because they are your coworkers.
And if you happen to like us and like just connect,
then great.
because I have connected with certain people,
yeah.
but there are other people that I don't care about.
Yeah.
And you know what? The thing that I don't respect is people going around people's back like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner, we're gonna go this, like, don't send the email to this person, make sure this person's not on it, blah blah
That
blah.
takes a lot of effort.
You know what? Like, just tell me, hey, we're gonna go to dinner with ABC. I know you don't like D, and this is why we didn't invite you. I would be like, you know what, girl, thank you. I don't really fuck with D. Thank you for letting me know. Me and you can go out to a little dinner some other time. But the whole like going around and like, oh, let's make sure they don't find out. Like,
It's all the effort for me. That's what like irks me.
Yeah.
Like, why are you having so much? And you know what's funny is that earlier I have a coworker that I actually got her into the company that I'm at now, and she has such baby daddy issues.
oh,
And
how many she have?
just one.
Okay, because if you know,
I know.
refer back to a couple episodes.
You're only allowed to
you're
two.
capped at 3.
Okay, no, she has one baby daddy.
Okay, good.
And she is in a situation where mentally and emotionally, like, he's abusive in a way. So, you know, like, I always catch up with her. I always like, oh, what's going on? Like, talk to me, whatever. And sometimes, like, she just, I kind of had, like, to not check her, but, like, just give her a little bit of advice. She found out that he was having a whole relationship with somebody else. And he's like lying about it, like, no, it's not, and still trying to get with her again. But he's still living with the other chick. So she knows who she is and everything. And she sends me this video of like, oh, like, look, that's his car. She's in his car. And those are the dogs and this and that. And I was like, ma'am, I respectfully had to like tell her and be like, you have so much effort
And time.
and time.
Bitch, get to work.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I kind of had to tell her.
like,
I was like,
trabaje.
bitch, trabaje. But also I told her, I was like, you're wasting so much energy on getting an anonymous app, on getting on this anonymous thing, on tracking all of this, wasting your energy because you don't have the answers to this man's fuckery and you're trying to make something make sense when none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was just telling her, like, you're wasting so much of your energy. Use this energy for yourself on how to heal and use this energy for your kids. I just had to like tell her, and she's just like trying to like tell me like why it matters. And I was like, you know what? Take it with a grain of salt. Let's get back to work.
Yeah.
But
Clock in.
I was just like,
You know
it
what?
just takes a lot of effort.
You know what?
I would never.
Oh, never.
Like, even when I had my situations, never. Not an anonymous app, not an anonymous page. It just honey, when the universe says that you're going to find something out, it will come to your lap.
Yes.
It will come right there. You don't need to look. It's just for what? And then you're just torturing yourself. So ladies, do yourself a favor. Delete the motherfucking anonymous app or your page. Or if you need to use it, fine.
And you know what?
But
like,
stop torturing yourself.
we are like girls that we support these dumbass bitches.
Yes.
But in the other token, like, there's a point that like a man has done you so wrong that if you were friends with the guy, you would be like, yo, you got it because she's mad dumb. And like at some point, like you have to prop the guy.
I'm just like
at some point it's like, you know what, like, that's my friend, but like you're fucking smart. Like, how do you gaslight and manipulate all these people? Like, you could teach me.
I was just like, why are you trying to make sense of something that does not fucking make sense? Because he's a fucking narcissist.
Yeah. Well, speaking of my divorce party, I'm going to narcissist.
Okay. So you guys, she should be happy as fuck and celebrating that she is not attached to a narcissist with negative energy.
Happy. She is going to blow up.
I don't understand, but like, women have such a glow after a breakup.
Yeah. And like I don't know, like I am in the point of like live and let live. If you are going to have a divorce party, go for it, because at the end of the day, like, it does not affect me.
If that brings you joy,
go for ahead. It. I'd rather you do something that brings you joy than like be like miserable.
And don't bring me into your misery. I don't want none of that energy. I'm
coworker F. That's for you.
Like I feel like I'm in a stage in my life that I'm just like, if you have negative energy or you may be going through something and you're close with me, either talk to me about it because I'm here to support, or recognize and have self-regulation that you're going through some shit and don't put off the energy on everybody else.
You know, I feel like I had a situation with a friend that they were going through quite a difficult time in their life in a relationship, and they were in a very negative space. And I politely backed away from the friendship. And I was like, you know what, like, this, not that it's not serving me, not that I don't have love for this person, but I was like, you know what, I need to choose me.
And that's important.
So I chose me. I was there for the person from afar. And I was like, you know what, the person was like, oh, we don't really hang out. And I was like, girl, like, we don't. And the thing is that I just don't hold stuff. So she was like, oh, like, why don't we really hang out? And I was like, because I don't want to hang out with your person and their squad and you and like have to fake that everything's fine. And it's not.
Were you just like not meshing with the squad, or like
they never did anything to me. I never did anything to them. I just saw the fakery of like what they were.
And you just didn't
And I just didn't
like
want
the
to be a
vibe.
part of it. I didn't
Yeah.
want to be a part of it. I don't want to go and be like, also like all of everybody who I surround myself with, it's positive people like that are doing their thing. Nobody's shady. Like I don't want to have to go and get a briefing of like, oh this girl is doing her dirt on this guy, but like don't say anything. But like this girl and this guy like made out. And, like I don't want to have to think like what can I say, what can I not say, like what's going on,
Mejor no me diga.
like don't tell me. Actually, don't even invite me. So I took a break from this friend, and she knows this, so I'm not even like catching her off guard.
Yeah.
She is aware. And once said situation ended, and said person went into happier ways, we started hanging out again. And I was like, I am here because you are given a different energy. I was like, to be completely frank with you, you were impossible to be around during that time. I was like, you were not enjoyable. You were extremely negative. Everything was just bad. And I was like, yeah, like, you should be there for your friends through thick and thin. But also, like, you should, I don't know, like, it was just like a weird.
You need to be there for your friends through thick and thin, but you also have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize, but like we all rub off of each other.
Yeah.
Like we're all like, tell me who you are and tell me who your friends are.
Yeah. So once she's in a happier place now, we're very close again. And I just flat out was like, you know what? Like, it's like you're happier. I want to be around you. You were not enjoyable to be around at that time. So I chose not to. I never was not your friend. And whenever you text me to like vent, I always was there for you. I just didn't want to be around you physically.
What?
And she is a little sensitive, Sally. So she was a little hurt. And then once she digested it, she completely understood.
Did she say like, you know what, I was in a negative time frame?
At first, she was like, "Oh, that hurts," and I said, "Sorry, babe, but truth hurts. But I'd rather you hear it from me instead of like me like, kikiing with you and then telling someone else like, oh, she in a shitty situation. I don't leave her around it. No, I told you straight."
Yep.
So after like it registered, she said, like it really does make sense. And I didn't being in that situation, I didn't realize how negative I was being. I was like, yeah.
Well, because her partner's energy and their squad energy, all of that just like
Yeah. So
rubs
once she
off.
like got out of that and detox, she was like, I understand what you were saying. I was like, yeah, and that's because she started going through with like, as she started leveling up, there was certain people that were she felt the same way that I felt about her. She started feeling about other people, and she was like, now I understand what you were saying. Like when you're in a good place, and then someone's in a bad place, like you don't want to get dragged down, so you have to put up your boundaries.
You have to put your boundaries to
So she started doing that. So because she started doing that with other people, she understood where I came from. And I was like, girl, you grown. Therapy works.
Say that again.
Therapy works for any therapy needs. Seeds therapy?
Healing seeds
Healing seeds.
therapy. Well, she's in North Carolina.
Okay, if you're in the North Carolina area.
Yeah.
And you need help.
But I think for whoever is open to receive therapy and receive criticism, I think it is really important to go to therapy. I'm always like advocating for it. But you have to be in a mental state to want to seek that.
Yeah, and even if it's not therapy, as long as you're in a mental state of like, I am going to try to better myself and like, like figure out what my triggers are and try not to get triggered.
That's why I'm saying, like, when I was talking to her, I was just like,
That's why I be
baby.
staying home a lot. I stay in a bubble.
I text you one day and I was like, look at you home on a Saturday. And you go, I'm home on a Saturday all the time.
I am. Oh my God, I went to Target and Home Goods. And I went home. And I rushed home because it was already 5 o'clock.
You sound like a Jewish woman. It's dusk out. I need to be home.
Yeah, I was like, I was in Home Goods. So I was like, I need to pay because me cogió la tarde. It's about to get dark out and I'm in the streets. So I ran home and I was living my life.
forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, about boundaries. When I was telling her, like, girl, why are you driving yourself insane doing all these things? And she was just like not receiving it. I was like, this is my boundary. I'm done talking. I was just
Yeah.
like, you know what I said? I said, take it with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to listen to what I said, great. If you're not ready to hear it right now, you want to drive yourself insane and go on and be on apps all day trying to figure out and piece shit together, go ahead. But I am not going to contribute to this
At the end
anymore.
of the day, what's that gonna do? He's still gonna have the second bitch.
And the second bitch is always going to act like they're the first bitch.
Yeah, there's nobody more desubicada than the second bitch.
Always. Because they swear that was their place from the beginning.
I probably have talked about this, so if you heard this story, like, please forgive me.
That's how much it impacted you.
I knew a certified side bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the most dislocated ass side bitch. Because desubicada. Because she one time had told the person, like, come over. The person was gonna go over, and then last minute they canceled because they were gonna hang out with their
main
bitch. And the side bitch was like, oh really? What if I air you out right now and send all the screenshots to your main bitch? And I was like, but you knew he had a main bitch. Like, play your role. I don't condone second, third
side
bitches.
Unless that's your religion. I'm like, unless that's your religion, because Muslim people, that's different.
Oh, I don't condone that if you're not religious. I don't condone that. But if you're going to do it, like I said, live your life, but like know your place.
Baby, if you came in as the shadow of another bitch, just remember, yeah, you may be the main bitch, but you always lose them how you got them. And that bitch there, that certified bitch, because I know what you're talking about, she just likes to be the certified bitch.
Certified. Like, she has a stamp.
No, ella le gusta ser the second side bitch.
She has a stamp that says certified side bitch. Like, stamp right here. It just says side bitch for you.
Like, she likes being the side bitch.
She does.
Like, main bitch is not her title.
Never. She's never going to be a main bitch.
So, Dika, let's end it here.
Okay, so a little rant that I have. This is just like to make it lighter since we got like real heavy.
Yeah.
We also didn't have like any outline for this episode.
Yeah, we just went with the flow.
But this is how we talk on text.
The regular.
Like, we'll be like, what are you doing for dinner? Spaghetti. This bitch is cheating on this person. This and that. And then we just go off.
Yeah.
So, welcome to our
text.
Our relationship.
Our relationship, our text messages.
So, I recently went out last weekend. One of the very times I do go out.
Dika, what was I doing?
It was a Sunday, so you probably were asleep.
Yeah, I didn't do shit on Sunday.
And for all my New York City people.
Oh, yes.
Where do you go out? Like, where are people going out to, like, have fun? Like, people don't dance. Like, I went out to dinner, and I went out to this one bar that, I don't know if you can say the name. It's like, if you know bar.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be, like, the hot spot.
Okay.
Like, DJ, nobody was dancing. People were there to make out. It was very dark. It was like in a basement.
So it was sneaky link.
It was like a sneaky link type of person, like type of place.
So the second bitch.
The second bitch, certified.
Second bitch, she was there.
She don't go to nice places like that.
Aye.
So, where do you go out to dance? Like, if you want to like dance a little.
Baby shower.
Honestly, yeah. And let me tell you.
No, I want to go to that place in Brooklyn.
Let me tell you that I saw a girl. This is supposed to be like a high end, like, if you know bar, like, very hard to get at the door. I don't know how hard it is because there was a girl that got in with Converse. And
because the bitch here wearing Sambas.
But you're not at a club.
No.
Also, everybody, you can see that she is a millennial because on her socks.
I'm not wearing a tall sock with these high waters.
You're a millennial. That's it. Just own it.
I am a millennial. It's facts.
Yeah.
1990.
So anyway, so like they let this girl in with a sneaker,
Okay.
and I was like, I miss the good old days of like dressing up. Like I miss when you would go to the club and the flyer specifically said, girls must wear heels, men must wear dress shoes and a collared shirt. Because you knew the crowd was going to be top notch. I miss those days. I have gone to lounges and guys have been in hoodies. Girls have been in Converse and like a crop top and jeans, like a mom jean. Like
Esty, you're coming for me because a crop top, mom, big jeans, a sneaker.
But we all know that you would never go out like that.
I would not go to a club.
You would never even go to a bar like that. You
no.
might not even.
I heel.
You wouldn't even go out to dinner like that.
No.
Unless it's like a
Regular,
real casual
yeah.
like spot. But
Yeah.
like you wouldn't even pop out a booty to go to Patricia's.
Facts.
So these girls went to the place like that. And I miss like dress to impress. I miss the times where people would dance. I miss when people would get rejected at the door because they were not dressed up to go in.
You miss seeing that.
I miss seeing that because I knew that if people were getting rejected at the door, it meant that the place had standards and they were actually implementing them.
But do you really miss that? Because you're always running home.
But I also miss it because the times that I do go out, I want to be
dressed up.
I want to be surrounded by beautiful people. I don't want to be in a guy with a hoodie and Tim's at a club. I don't want to be with the bitch in the Converse. Like, I miss that. Like, I remember one time I went out to this one club, if you guys remember Greenhouse. And it was a group, one of my cousin's friends. And they told this one girl, you have to dress up. Like, this is a hard door to get in. She was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm going to just go. She showed up in, like, a wedge.
Okay. Oh, a wedge.
Like basic skinny jeans.
I'm like Colombian.
A t-shirt, a leather jacket, and like, all right, if your outfit's basic, you gotta be like fully beat, hair laid, like.
I'm just thinking a wedge with a motorcycle jacket. No me gusta.
We didn't like it either, but like
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do like simple, like face gotta be beat,
Yeah.
hair laid.
You gotta be top notch.
Your purse gotta be like shining bright.
Yeah.
Hair was not that like slick back. Makeup was not like popping. Like accessories were not accessorying. It was just like, okay. So we go to the club. They did not let her in. Shocker, because they were like, you're not dressed the part.
Yeah.
It's a dress to impress party. And baby, I was like 18 years old and I was in there with my fake ID and all because I was impressing. So we all got to accept her. And then when she didn't get in, she was like, oh, like, what are we going to do? And everybody was like, we're going to go in. You can go home. Because we told you this is a hard door. Like, I miss seeing people get turned down from the club. I miss it.
I think in Miami they do that more. But I feel like nowadays
New York needs to do it.
New York has become a really casual place. Unless like you're going to like a really like, I feel like at the public, like on a Saturday they might turn you away.
I hope so. I haven't been to a public on a Saturday, but I hope.
Yeah.
I want to see people get turned away. Bouncers turn people away. Like I tried to go to the blonde ones, which is a hard door to get in, and they were having a private event.
Okay.
So we were not able to get in. But the bouncer said it's a private party. We're like, oh, like
can we get in?
Can we get in? He was like, no, it's like a true like rented out private party. They were like, I will let you guys in because you guys look dope.
The part, yeah. I'm like, dressing up goes a long way because we've gotten like a little bit of a special treatment when we go and we look nice. So it does pay. So note to self, dress the fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to, then stay in the Bronx.
Pretty much.
Stay in the Bronx and Queens.
Yeah, pretty much because the girls in Queens, there is like two types of girls in Queens. There's like the girls that dress up in queens. No, there's three types of girls in queens.
Okay.
There is like
Teach me.
there is the fabulous like crowd that like dress up like they're still millennials.
Okay.
Socks. Millennials, like every time they go out, it's the heel, the men are dressed up. That's one crowd. I belong to that crowd. I am a board member of that crowd. Then there's like that upscale ratchet um crowd of queens that think Blend in the Water is chic. And I have gone to Blend in the Water in Converse.
Yeah, I was like, I've been there with sneakers.
Yeah, so but is that like upscale ratchet crowd that think like Blend in the Water is like the stuff? That's the other crowd. And then there's just like that like casual crowd that like people just show up in like
Lo que
borderline sweats to like a
Basketball
bar.
short. Basketball shorts. We're talking to you.
Yeah. So that's the Queen's dynamic.
Bueno. Thank you guys for hearing us out.
Listen to our rant.
Don't be a side bitch. Stop wasting your energy on shit that does not feed you in a positive way.
Mind your business, and if you're a side bitch, you must wear heels.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene.
Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Bye, guys.